Okay, here we go again, another lesson, getting into color, and we're going to focus on the portrait. What we've covered so far is make sure your drawing's right if you're interested in realistic artwork. Then the values, dark, medium, light values, dark, medium, medium, light, light, and white. And then I showed us how we could take like an apple. We need to see the values of the color. Try to make your subject easier to paint if you can. In this subject here, I'm going to paint him in color a little bit. But first try to see it as in its simple black and white form before we get into color. And then when we got into color here, I said let's start out just using red, yellow, and blue and learn how to mix these primary colors. Here's the apple. Again, just using red, yellow, and blue. And now let's go into the portrait using red, yellow, and blue. So if I want to paint this portrait, now the color is not very good in this, but it's okay because color in our photographs is never accurate. But let's start out with this. And so I've already done a drawing down here. You can see a little bit. Just using red, yellow, and blue. We got blue, red, and yellow over here. So I'll start out, and it doesn't matter that much what color we pick. I'll put a little bit of blue in here. And then I'll take a little bit of red down here, and again right down here. When we paint a portrait, the mouth and of course the eyes are very important. So I'm working on this here right now. I'm going to come in here like this and come down and just try to get the values right. Doesn't have to be accurate. In fact, I recommend we start out working a little bit more slowly here. When we're first learning to paint our subject, put a little bit, maybe a little bit more color down here. Let's put a little color down through here. That's got a little bit of blue. And then let's put a little bit of blue right in here underneath his mouth, so that get the value right. Get your drawing right, get your values right. That's what everything's built on. Get down here like this, very much like when I did the black and white, except I'm using a smaller brush now, much to the relief of many of you. So we come in here like this and go a little bit more carefully. Watch your values. So this is more detailed, but look at the values here around his mouth. And then we come up here underneath his eye. If it gets darker, I use more blue. If it's a medium tone, I move towards red. And then if it gets lighter, I'll move towards yellow. So that comes in there like that. That's the parts we need to be pretty careful on. Get a little bit more, come in here in the nose. We're going to come down here and add a little bit of color in through here, color in through here. And now we're going to go a little bit of yellow. Try to rinse out the blue, and yellow and red, of course, make more of an orangish color. We'll come in here like this. Bring a little more color in through here like this. A little bit more in through here like this. Like this here, a little bit darker through here. And let's throw a little bit of color right up here like this here. I'll bring this up a little bit in a second. We're going to come in here, bring a little bit more color in through here, down in through here and here, and maybe a little bit of detail over here in his ear. So you can hardly see it there, but it gets darker in through here, it gets a little bit darker in through here, and a little bit darker up here. Okay, so that's enough for the little brush. Now let's get this closer here so you can kind of see what we're working on. Now again, I'm going to go to the 1-inch flat, and let's block this in a little bit. We can start out with some yellow and red. Let's put this right in here like this. We'll come down like this. We'll come over here like this. Add a little bit more red. Come in through here like this. Take some more red and yellow. Stir them together. And right here on the bridge of the nose, get the value right, though. We need to get the value right. This gets warmer right through here like that. Get a little bit more red and yellow right in through here. On this nose, push that back a little bit here, and then darken this up a little bit around the nose here, and comes a little bit darker in through here. Let's darken up around the lip. See the mouth there? It's starting to come together. The key thing is here, we aren't thinking flesh. We aren't trying to paint flesh. We aren't trying to match the colors perfectly. We want the drawing to be right, and we want our value to be right. So this gets darker in through here. I'm just using red, yellow, and blue. This gets darker right in here around the ear. Get the value right, get your drawing right. Let's take a little bit more blue and red and come in here. His neck gets darker through here and gets a little bit darker in through here and come around here like that. Now let's go to the yellow and a little bit of red. We've got a whole bunch of blue in here. Shake the paint out if it gets too dirty. And we're going to put a little bit of red up through here and clean that out, get a little lighter. Yellow's a lighter value, so we're going to come in here with yellow here and rinse that out, dry that out a little bit here. His eyebrows come in through here like that. And again, dry the brush out, try to get very light here. And we're going here like this, underneath his eye like that. We get a little bit darker in through here like that. We're going to get a little bit, take a little more time right in through here. We're going to get darker in through here. It gets darker in through here like that. Maybe a little bit darker through here. And let's again, more bluish color here. We come in through here. Maybe a little more greenish. Some people just will not use green on skin, but there's a lot of green in everybody's skin. Come through here like that. You can see the faces coming together. And we throw a little more red here on the ear. So the ear comes in here through like this. It's the side of the head, comes in here like that. Now let's go up to his hair. Gets a kind of a light blue and a few little lines in here on the top of his head like that. We come in around here like that, so you can see how that's coming together. Rinse your brush out, get a little lighter up here like this, and a little bit of color in through here like this, a little bit for his hair through there like that, and a little bit more stuff like that. And let's tone the eyebrows down just a touch. Maybe not quite that much. Okay, now let's put in our background and a little bit on imaginative background here. Let's go ahead and make the background dark over here so we can see his face, but a lot of you probably wonder how I do my backgrounds. The main thing is I make it dark. If the face is light, I make the background dark. But as soon as I get over to a dark part of the face, like here his neck is darker, then I'm going to lighten up that background and maybe go to a lighter color and come in here like this, and then I'll leave this kind of unfinished like that. So just leave it unfinished. We're going to get darker up here. Around his head comes in like, we don't need to finish that all up, but we're going to come in here like this. Now watch what happens as we go around the back. I'll throw a little bit of color in here and come up like that. And now as I go around the back side, I'm going to take some of the color. We have some pinkish red, so I'm going to use some pinkish red and yellow over here to help bring some of that color over here. And I might bring a little bit of kind of a greenish color back in through here and come down here like this and come down a little bit like this and maybe come down through here like that. So that's a very quick color painting where I use a small brush and we try to get a little bit more accurate, but we're still trying to paint pretty much what we see. But look at how I changed the values. I didn't worry about color accuracy. The values actually are pretty close. I'm a little bit light in here, but overall that gives you an idea how to assemble a little bit more detailed painting. Go a little bit slower and a little bit about doing an imaginative background. That's the background in the photograph. That's the background I did. So we get dark where the face is light. Where the face is dark, we stay light. And that's essentially what I did there. So that's the lesson for painting the portrait at this stage.